Listen to me. Right now, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, pause and hear this clearly. You are standing at the edge of a year that will either change your life or repeat your regrets. 2026 is not just another number on a calendar. It is a deadline, a mirror, a line in the sand between the person you've been and the person you say you want to become. And the truth is, most people will walk into 2026 carrying the same excuses, the same fears, the same habits, the same wasted potential they've been dragging around for years. Same dreams, same doubts, same broken promises to themselves. They will scroll. They will talk. They will complain. They will wait for motivation. They will hope things magically change. But nothing changes until you do, because time doesn't care about your intentions. Life doesn't pause for your comfort, and success doesn't negotiate with your excuses. 1 year from now, your future self will look back at this moment and say one of two things. I'm proud of you. Or, you wasted it. You don't get this year back. You don't get this season back. You don't get this energy, this age, this opportunity back. The clock is already moving. The world is already passing you by. And the question isn't whether 2026 is coming. The question is, where are you going to be when it arrives? Because your future is not built by what you plan. It's built by what you do. When nobody is watching, when it's uncomfortable, when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's lonely, when quitting feels easier. This is your wake-up call. This is your moment. This is the year you either claim your life or continue watching it slip through your fingers. And I'm telling you right now, don't waste 2026. Your destiny is too expensive. Your potential is too powerful. Your life is too important. Time is the only thing in your life that you can never earn back. No matter how rich you become, no matter how successful you grow, no matter how powerful you feel. Money returns, relationships can heal, mistakes can be corrected, but time only moves in one direction, and every second that passes is a second of your life that is permanently spent. Most people treat time as if it is cheap, as if it is endless, as if tomorrow is guaranteed, but the truth is time is the most expensive currency you will ever hold, and you are spending it right now, whether you realize it or not. Every scroll, every delay, every excuse, every hour wasted on comfort instead of progress is a purchase you are making with your life. You are buying either growth or regret, discipline or disappointment, strength or weakness, and the receipt will be your future. Look at how you spend your days, and you will see exactly who you are becoming. Not who you say you want to be, not who you dream of being someday, but who your habits are shaping you into. Your calendar is a mirror of your priorities. Your routine is a blueprint of your destiny. When you choose to sleep in instead of showing up for your goals, when you choose entertainment over development, when you choose what feels easy instead of what makes you better, you're not just wasting minutes, you are shaping a life. Time doesn't just pass, it builds. It builds your character, your skills, your confidence, your future, and it does so quietly day by day, choice by choice. The dangerous part is that wasted time rarely feels dangerous in the moment. It feels harmless. It feels comfortable. It feels deserved. It feels like you can make it up later. But later is the lie that keeps people stuck. Later becomes next week, next month, next year, and suddenly years have passed, and the life you promised yourself never arrived. What makes time so valuable is not only that it is limited, but that it is the only resource that turns into everything else. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, your knowledge, your confidence, your opportunities, all of it is shaped by how you invest your time. Every great achievement in history is simply the result of someone choosing, again and again, to spend their time with purpose instead of comfort. If you truly understood the price of every hour, you would guard it with your life. You would stop giving it to people and habits that drain you. You would stop trading it for distractions that leave you empty. You would stop delaying the work that could transform you. You would wake up every morning knowing that this day is not a gift you can return, and how you use it will decide the kind of life you wake up to tomorrow. 2026 is not some magical reset button that will suddenly fix your problems, heal your fears, organize your life, and hand you the future you keep talking about. A new year does not arrive with new results unless you arrive with new discipline, new standards, and new decisions. Most people think time itself creates change, but time only reveals what you have been repeatedly choosing. When a calendar flips, nothing actually changes on its own. What changes is that your excuses become more expensive because another year of your life has passed and your future is now closer than it was yesterday. The dangerous illusion is believing that the next year will somehow be kinder, easier, or more forgiving than the one before it. But 2026 is not coming to rescue you. It is coming to expose you. It will expose how serious you really are about your goals. It will expose whether your dreams are real or just comforting thoughts you revisit when life feels heavy. It will expose your habits, your priorities, your discipline, your courage, and your willingness to do the hard work when motivation disappears. You cannot hide from a year of your life. You have to live it one decision at a time, and every one of those decisions leaves a mark on who you become. When 2026 arrives, it will not ask what you planned. It will not care what you hoped. It will not negotiate with what you intended to do. It will simply reveal the results of what you did. Your bank account, your body, your mindset, your relationships, your confidence, your opportunities, all of it will reflect the small actions you repeated in silence. Success and failure are not events. They are accumulations. They are the quiet consequence of how you treated your days when nobody was watching. Many people reach the end of a year shocked by where they are, but they should not be surprised. You are never shocked by where you arrive if you were paying attention to the road you were traveling. Every time you chose comfort over growth, every time you avoided responsibility, every time you postponed the work you knew you needed to do, you were already deciding what 2026 would look like. The future is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in the ordinary, boring, difficult choices you make when there is no applause. The year ahead will magnify who you already are becoming. If you stay disciplined, it will strengthen you. If you stay distracted, it will expose you. If you stay committed, it will reward you. If you stay comfortable, it will confront you. The year does not choose your outcome. Your daily standards do, and 2026 will simply reveal the truth you have been writing with your actions all along. Most people spend their lives waiting to feel motivated before they move, before they start, before they change, before they commit, and that is why most people stay exactly where they are. Motivation is emotional, unstable, and temporary. It rises and falls with mood, comfort, energy, and circumstances. Discipline, on the other hand, is built on decision. It does not ask how you feel. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It moves because the work must be done. The people who build powerful lives are not the most inspired. They are the most consistent. Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. It is the quiet force that shows up when excitement fades. It is the voice that says, do it anyway when quitting feels easier. When you rely on motivation, your progress becomes fragile. When you build discipline, your progress becomes inevitable. That is why two people can have the same dream and end up in completely different places. One waits until it feels good. The other does the work whether it feels good or not. Your future is shaped far more by what you do on the days you're tired, bored, stressed, and discouraged than on the days you feel inspired and confident. Anyone can show up when it feels exciting. Champions are created when it feels heavy. Discipline trains your mind to obey your goals instead of your emotions. It teaches you that your feelings are temporary, but your standards are permanent. Every time you do what you said you would do, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your identity. You become someone who can be trusted by yourself. Discipline does not just create results. It creates self-respect. And self-respect changes everything. When you know you can rely on yourself, your confidence rises, your fear shrinks, your excuses lose power, and your vision becomes clearer. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop making deals with your limitations. You stop asking if you can and start proving that you will. The uncomfortable truth is that the life you want is not hidden behind some secret method or lucky opportunity. It is hidden behind the work you keep postponing. It is behind the early mornings, the difficult conversations, the focused hours, the repeated practice, the small sacrifices that no one celebrates. Discipline makes those choices automatic. It removes the drama. It replaces hesitation with habit. If you want to know who you will become in the next year, look at the standards you are willing to enforce on yourself today. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline decides the destination. And the person you become is ultimately the result of how consistently you choose to show up for the life you claim you want. Comfort feels safe, familiar, and deserved, but it is one of the most dangerous places a person can live. Comfort does not attack you. It does not threaten you. It does not demand anything from you. It slowly convinces you that where you are is good enough, that tomorrow can handle itself, that growth can wait. And while you are resting in that belief, your potential is quietly shrinking. Comfort is not a reward. It is a trap that steals your future without making a sound. The problem with comfort is that it removes urgency from your life. When everything feels easy, there is no pressure to improve. When you're not uncomfortable, there is no reason to stretch. Growth only happens when something inside you is challenged. Muscles grow when they are pushed. Confidence grows when fear is faced. Skill grows when effort is demanded. The moment you choose comfort over challenge, you choose stagnation over progress. You choose familiarity over transformation. Comfort convinces you to stay where you are even when you know you were meant for more. It whispers that you have time. It tells you that you can start tomorrow. It makes you believe that small sacrifices are unnecessary. But the greatest damage comfort does is not what it takes from you today. It is what it takes from you over years. It slowly drains your hunger, your drive, your courage, and your belief in yourself. One day you wake up and realize you no longer recognize the ambitious version of you that once dreamed without limits. Everything you want exists on the other side of discomfort. Confidence comes from doing things that scare you. Strength comes from pushing when it hurts. Success comes from showing up when it would be easier to stay home. The people you admire most are not the ones who live the most comfortable lives. They're the ones who were willing to struggle for what mattered. They chose the difficult road because they understood that the easy road rarely leads anywhere meaningful. When you start avoiding discomfort, you start avoiding growth. You stop taking risks. You stop asking for more from yourself. You stop demanding excellence from your habits. And slowly, the life you could have lived fades into the life you settled for. Comfort makes that settling feel normal. It makes average feel acceptable. It makes potential feel optional. If you want your life to change, your comfort zone has to be challenged. You have to be willing to feel awkward, uncertain, and stretched. You have to choose the discipline of discomfort over the addiction of ease. Because the future you dream about is built by the version of you who is willing to leave comfort behind and walk into the difficult work of becoming more than you are right now. Somewhere in the future, a version of you exists who is living with the consequences of the choices you are making today. That future self is shaped not by your intentions, not by your hopes, not by the promises you make when motivation is high, but by the actions you repeat when life is quiet and no one is watching. Your future self is watching what you do right now, not in a dramatic way, but through the reality of a life you're constructing one decision at a time. Every habit you build, every excuse you accept, every hour you invest or waste becomes part of the story that future version of you must live with. When you choose discipline over delay, your future self gains confidence, opportunity, and freedom. When you choose comfort over growth, your future self inherits limitations, regret, and frustration. You're either setting yourself up for peace or preparing yourself for pain. There is no neutral ground. The life you wake up to tomorrow is simply the result of how seriously you treat today. The version of you a year from now will either be grateful that you acted or disappointed that you hesitated. Imagine meeting that future version of yourself face to face. They know every moment you avoided the work. They know every time you took the easy way out. They also know every sacrifice you made, every hard decision you pushed through, every uncomfortable choice you survived. They live inside the world those decisions created. And if they could speak to you now, they would not ask for talent, luck, or perfection. They would beg you for consistency. They would ask you to keep the promises you make to yourself. They would ask you to stop negotiating with the work you know you need to do. Your future is not built by what happens to you. It is built by what you choose when nothing forces you to choose. Small actions do not stay small. They compound. 10 minutes of focus every day becomes mastery. One good decision repeated becomes a new identity. One excuse repeated becomes a permanent limitation. What feels insignificant now becomes monumental later. Respecting your future self means acting today as if your life matters, because it does. It means protecting your time, guarding your energy, and demanding more from yourself even when no one else expects it. It means understanding that the person you are becoming is being created right now, in the simplest moments of your day. One day you will wake up as your future self, and when that day comes, the only question that will matter is whether you honored your potential or betrayed it. So if this message spoke to you and you're ready to become the version of yourself your future is waiting for, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.